Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cartoon Boom. This is a show where we wake up with the Saturday morning sun, pop down on the floor with the big bowl of sugar is here, and watch all your favorite cartoons, both old and new. I'm your disgruntled chicken ready to blast you with eggs, Joseph.
And I'm a guardian of the golden toilet seat. My name is Chris.
And today we watched Rabbids Invasion.
Well, here's some interesting info. I didn't realize rabbits were aliens. Should I have known that? Am I dumb for not knowing that the rabbits were aliens?
All I know is that the Rabbids are from Rayman.
Oh, really? I didn't know that either.
Oh, really?
Oh my God. Joseph, I know nothing of the rabbit lore. Teach me your ways.
That's like you not knowing that the minions are from Despicable Me.
Wait, are you serious?
Are you serious?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
I knew that.
Okay. I was concerned.
That one I knew. But so did not know that about the Rabbids, that they came from Rayman. Have they been in all the Rayman games, or were they just in like a certain game, or what happened there?
I know that they usually appear as antagonists in Rayman games, and they had their, I guess what really popularized them, I don't know if this is their first appearance, but what really popularized them is the Raving Rabbids video game, Rayman Raving Rabbids, which is like that party game.
That I know nothing of. Okay.
So I think that's when they really took off and started getting more spin-off games.
Okay, got it. Cool.
Yeah, and kind of became their own franchise outside of that. That stuff I knew prior to watching this.
My only experience with Rabbids is that the arcade near our house has a Rabbids 3D roller coaster experience that I've done. It's meant for children, but I have been on it multiple times.
I think in general, Rabbids are meant for children. I'm going to put that out there.
Yeah, I would say after watching this, I would absolutely agree with that, with your assessment. 100%.
And I'm going to try to be nice about this show, keeping in mind that it is meant for children, because we usually go in with a really open mind, and I always try to be fair, but even my fairness has its limits, and I think this show really tested those limits.
Did you? You broke your fairness limits.
It broke my will.
Broke.
Yeah.
Oh no, my will. It's broken. Is that meme still funny? Is that TikTok meme still funny to anybody?
I don't even know what that is, so maybe not.
It's because you're old. You're such an old man. You're an old grandpa. This was suggested to us by Patreon supporter Melvin, so thank you, Melvin.
Hey, yeah, thanks.
I mean, I in all honesty, though, I've always been a little bit curious because I know of the Rabbid Mario games, so I've always wanted to know a little bit more about the Rabbids in general. So at least this gave me a little bit more of an idea of what they're all about.
And those games are good.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
I've played both of those games. So
I have not played them, but I heard they're great.
But I think that really the whole point that this is getting to, for me at least, my realization was that the Rabbids are good when they are bouncing off of something else, or when they're seen in like really small spurts. When they're just trying to carry a show by themselves, that's when it becomes like borderline unbearable at times.
Yeah, okay. I'm not going to argue that.
That's going to be my thesis throughout this episode, because that's what I kept running into.
Your thesis.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay.
That's my theory, the Rabbid theory.
Right. So the show Rabbids Invasion aired from 2013 to 2019, based on Raving Rabbids by Ubisoft, developed by Jean-Louis Momus, produced by Ubisoft Motion Pictures, Team TO, Anima Mission to Mars, CNC for season 4, and then France Television for season 1 through 4. This ran for 4 seasons, 104 episodes, 312 segments, because there's basically 3 segments per episode and 1 special. Originally, this ran on France 3, Nickelodeon Nicktoons, and then the final season aired on Netflix in 2019, but only season 4. I checked on Netflix trying to watch this whole thing, and only season 4 is on there still. So it's like, oh, all right.
Yeah, that's kind of weird because that happened to me too. Like I pulled it up and it was just season 4 and I'm like, oh, all right, I guess I got to find the other episodes elsewhere.
Yeah, so we watched one episode. I at least watched one episode on Netflix and the others elsewhere.
Yeah, that was weird.
For a short synopsis, the Rabbids from Ubisoft's Raving Rabbids video game series star in their own television series. That's about as good as a synopsis you can give this show.
What a synopsis that is.
It's just like Rabbids appear, antics ensue. That's kind of like, you can't really, because it's not like it has like continuation to it. They're all like one-offs. So
yeah, that's true.
There's not a lot of story there, nor does there need to be, really.
At least from what we can tell, there's no continuation. Like, I mean, at least the 3 episodes we saw, absolutely not.
Honestly, I don't know if there are like continuations of episodes or anything.
Well, that's why I was curious, because there are continuing characters aside from the Rabbids we saw, but we didn't see any of those characters in the episodes we watched. And that's why I'm like, I have no idea. I have no idea at all. I'm so confused. But anyway.
And the Rabbids, for anyone who doesn't know, are just speaking gibberish. Like, I think that's literally what their language is called, is gibberish also.
No, that makes sense, because they're just like, bah, bah, bah,
yeah.
Bah, 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 bah.
It's less discernible than the minions even. So
that's true.
They're just kind of like making noises, and then there's really very little dialogue, if any, that we can actually understand. Like sometimes there's humans there that will speak, but it's very they're very few and far between. It's mainly your Rabbids just like shouting at each other.
Yeah, and in one episode it was the humans just shouting, and you couldn't even understand one of the humans. So,
but essentially that's kind of like, all of this is just everything shouting at each other and you not understanding any of the dialogue.
Yeah. Oh man, it's like being a child again. That's how I felt school was like. Everyone just screaming at me and me not understanding them.
I am curious though, who were some of the actors who played in this? I don't even know. I didn't look, so I'm not sure who was making the noises.
Oh man. So there's the Rabbids. There's a lot of people that voice the Rabbids. So I'm going to give you a list. Jack Angel, Ben Beauclair, Don Brown, Fergus Craig, Bill Farmer, Clint Gage, Mick Graves, Admin LaKay, Nolan Morris, and Sam Vincent. And then there's also a character that is listed as Mad Rabbid for like 26 episodes or something like that. And that was voiced by Pat Fraley.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what's different about Mad Rabbid. I wonder if he's like a really big rabbit and he's like, I don't know, maybe he's like a boss rabbit. Like, you know, maybe he's the saw boss of Rabbids or something, but he's Mad Rabbid, you know?
I don't know if it was the one that we saw with like the slicked back hair or whatever, or the sunglasses. Yeah.
But here's the thing is there's some other characters in this show also. And this is what I was talking about. Some reoccurring characters that appear in a lot of episodes. And I'm talking like 20 to 30 plus episodes. But it's almost like all of the males that reoccur and all of the females that reoccur in the series are all voiced by the same 2 voice actors. So the characters of John, Nansen, and Pesci are voiced by David Gassman. Gassman. And then the characters of Gina, Granny, and Zoe are voiced by Barbara Scaff. But we didn't see any of these characters in the episodes that we watched. All we saw were Rabbids and then a bunch of just like throwaway characters like that were just, you know, additional voices, and they were not like named characters in the show. So I don't know when these other characters actually come into play, but they do show up a lot. So that's why I'm confused. Like, is there any kind of continuity at all? If there are reoccurring characters or not, I'm not sure.
Yeah, like, did we just watch the most convoluted version of this show that had no continuation? Like, we just watched filler episodes accidentally?
I don't know, but like we even saw what was the highest rated episode, and let me be real honest with y'all. I have no idea why that was the highest rated episode. It shouldn't be. There should be no reason why this was rated highly in any capacity.
I think when we're looking at the selection here, it's like, is that just telling that maybe that's as good as it gets? And if that's the case, then I'm sorry.
Well, here's the thing. We picked a random episode to watch, and I think that was the best one out of the 3. So I don't know. That's my opinion.
It definitely had the most plot to it, I guess, which is something.
To me, it was the most fun. But I think part of me is biased because there was a lot of inside jokes that you would not have gotten, I don't think, for a specific reason.
I mean, I got some of the Lord of the Rings references.
Okay, that's why. There was a ton of Lord of the Rings references in it.
Through osmosis, I just know Lord of the Rings.
Sure.
So I guess but still, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, like, what this is, like, rated against or, like, who's giving these reviews. I was looking at some of the reviews, and there were a lot of really positive ones. I mean, it's kind of down the middle. It's like a 5.4 or something on IMDb. And so, but a lot of people are giving it 10s or something, and I'm just like, why? What show did you watch that I didn't watch?
I don't know. But give me some of that crazy rabbit trivia.
We should talk about it. Yeah. So for a few tasty marshmallows, over a big bowl of Rabbids Invasion cereal, and an hour-long follow-up after the 4th season titled Rabbids Invasion Mission to Mars premiered in France on September 29th, 2021, and on Netflix as an original film on February 18th, 2022. So almost a little over a year ago, a special, like a movie that was related to this show, premiered.
Oh, oui.
But I cannot. I don't know how, like, they would take this, like, I don't know that it's like a 90-minute movie or anything, but even like an hour or whatever, like, that's crazy to me that they would have like one scenario or whatever they're doing with it. So after just what, because, okay, the way these episodes are split up, it's like they're maybe 6 to 7 minutes a piece because there's shorts within like the single episode. And like, even that was like hard to get through sometimes because like they'll tell one joke and then it's just that joke elaborated on for the rest of the 6-minute runtime.
Yeah.
So I just don't know how they would make that into a movie.
That second episode we watched, which was supposed to be the highest rated one, like, that was, and that's why I was upset that that's the highest rated episode, because that was the hardest one to sit through for me. I couldn't, it was hard for, like, that was maybe 7 to 9 minutes. I can't imagine 90 minutes or 60 minutes.
No way.
Like, I can't last 6. So.
Yeah, exactly. I kept looking at the time and I was like, oh my God, it's been like 30 seconds. And I feel like it's been a whole episode. Okay. So yeah, that special aired. Rabbids Invasion was adapted into an interactive TV series titled Rabbids Invasion, the interactive TV show. The game, which combines existing television episodes with a series of challenges, was released on Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 in November 2014, requiring a Kinect or PlayStation camera, respectively. So, like, they had a game related to this, too, like a motion-controlled one.
That's interesting. Huh. You know what is, like, boggling my mind, though, is the idea of, like, interactive TV shows is crazy to me. And, like, I don't know. Have you ever done one yet? Like,
no, I've seen some of the ones that are, like, choose your own adventure types, but I haven't ever really done that.
And like Netflix has like some integrated like trivia game TV shows and stuff. Like they'd have I think Trivia Quest is like one that's kind of more kid friendly, but they changed the name because it was based off of a game for mobile that used to be called Trivia Crack. So they definitely changed the name to Trivia Quest. But they have a different one on there now, too. I can't remember the name of, but this other one's like a lot faster paced and I don't know, it looks really cool, too. That me and Rochelle played a few times, but the whole concept of it is just so weird. I'm like, how do you know? How does it work?
I like when it comes to interactivity like that, when I'm watching TV, I just want to not be doing anything else. So I don't want to like interact with it. When I'm playing video games, that's when I want to interact with what I'm watching or doing. So I keep those two things separate. But to be fair, I haven't really tried it, so I can't speak from experience and say that like I wouldn't like it. I just haven't ever given it a shot for that reason.
I mean, yeah, if I wanted something interactive, I would go play, a storytelling interactive game like She Sees Red is a really good example. I don't know. There's plenty out there. So anyway, moving on.
So that's it. I didn't really have any more like marshmallows for that. As I was saying before, this spawned from the Rayman series initially. And I will say, to give this a little bit of credit, like it looked way better than it needed to. Like it looked really good.
Look good.
The CG was great. And I liked the intro. Like I was ready for this show because the intro's cool. It's got a lot of motion to it. I like the animation they use. So I came in with like a pretty like open heart for this, and then it just kind of let me down after the fact. So let's talk about why, though, as we talk about the first episode, Omelet Party, season 1, episode 1A, first episode, and this was also the one chosen by Melvin. So I guess he really liked this one.
I wasn't really sure. I mean, we were going to do the first episode regardless, but I don't know. Maybe he really wanted to make sure we saw this one. So that's fine.
Well, he tricked us into it. The rabbits stumble across a farm, become fascinated with the chicken's ability to lay eggs. Yep, that's it.
Well, yeah. I mean, what do we say about this?
How can we make this 6-minute episode less than a 6-minute discussion?
Well, yeah, and I don't want to run through this thing beat by beat either. So
No, there's nothing to run through. It's all in the title or in the description, really.
I mean, okay, so we talked about how like each episode is just kind of a bunch of gags. Sometimes not even a bunch. It's just like a couple main gags. So let's talk about like in this episode, were there any gags that you actually enjoyed? And then were there like, what were the gags that like, were there some that you didn't like? Were there some that went too long? Let's try like that.
I was okay with the fact that it was these rabbits are like running or walking around this like this little chicken coop, and one of them finds out that chickens lay eggs and is intrigued by this, so pelts one of the other rabbits with the egg, and then it's like, okay, so now they've got that initial idea. And I thought it was just going to be like them throwing eggs at each other. But instead, like it takes it to a weird level where they literally pick up the chickens and start like using them as like
as guns,
basically, and shooting eggs out of their butts at each other. And that's where it's like, seems like not something you would want to show a kid, because then they might get the wrong idea.
You never know. I mean, you're bored, you're on a farm, you're a kid. What else are you going to do with a chicken? Shoot eggs out their butt.
I accept no responsibility. If anyone's kid does this is all on Chris. I advise against it.
I'll assume all responsibility. I don't care. Show me the aftermath. Put it on TikTok. I think it'll be hilarious. You'll go viral, I bet. Probably for the wrong reasons. PETA's coming after you.
I thought the slow-mo was pretty cool, though. Like, the way that they were doing the slow-mo, that was fun.
They did, like, the old Western style, like, high noon kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then that turned into, like, Matrix movements within it and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon sort of homage, all within that scene. So as far as things go, like that, it was kind of fun to see some homage to like that film, to Matrix, to The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, like all that kind of stuff, which was kind of fun. There's a couple of things in this though that like to just go along with that vein of like, how kid appropriate is this, and like what is the age group for this show? This is something I wanted to touch on, was a couple things. The reason the one rabbit finds out that the chicken lays eggs is he finds a chicken and he starts trying to talk to it. He says something in a mannerism, like we said, they don't say words, but they say gibberish, but he says it in like a specific order and tone, and that causes the chicken to lay an egg. He experiments with that a little bit, and he realizes, like, each time he says that, the chicken will lay an egg. So he does it on multiple chickens. I just wanted to keep that in mind for something I'm going to talk about in a little bit.
Yeah, the best part of this episode is what I think you're going to talk about. Yeah.
There was another part that it did make me laugh a little bit, but then I was just like, what age group is this for? Which was like when the one egg hatched and a little baby chick came out, and then like the big rooster shows up and they got scared and they put the chick back in the egg, but then they shoved the egg back up the chicken's butt.
Yeah.
And the chicken looked so violated. Like the look on its face is what got me. That cracked me up. But then I was just like, I don't know, man. I mean, it's whatever. Like, I don't think it's that bad, but it was weird.
It's like, it's a stretch to say it's offensive. That's not the case.
Yeah, it's not
they're
offensive.
careful about it. And so but the funniest part to me, and
the bull or the cow, the cow.
Very end, because like you said, keep in mind that there's this a tone that they do when they're speaking to animals speaking to chickens specifically, that make them lay eggs. So it's like I'm not even going to do it. Jack, put that in there. You know the tone.
I just laid an egg.
Yeah. Yeah. After they do that, they're like, oh, since they're aliens, this kind of makes sense. Where it's like, they don't know what these animals are capable of. Their assumption is, oh, we've come across this bull or this cow or whatever. Like, it also will lay an egg and we can continue our fun. So he does the noise, like makes the little tone to the cow, and then gets behind it ready to receive an egg. And then the episode cuts off with a look of fear in his eyes, as you know what's going to come out of the cow. Not an egg. I'll say that.
It just cuts to black, and you hear like the noises as he looks scared. And he's like screaming in fear.
So that might have made this one of the highlights of this show for me. Was like, oh, okay. It got started off on like an okay foot, where I'm like, all right, I could maybe get into this. It's the next episode that kind of really not ruined it for me, but it was hard.
Yeah.
So the second one was Fast Food Rabbid, season 1, episode 5A. This was, like you said, the highest rated.
Yeah.
This description says a lot more than I think even the episode really gives us. A rookie traffic cop tries to... No, that's not even the case. Like, what is all that there for? Okay, so let me give you a description. It's the Rabbids are fascinated by this fast food intercom, and they are trying to communicate with it. And to my understanding, they think someone is trapped in there and they're trying to get him out of it.
Yes. That's the episode. It's basically 2 rabbits and then another rabbit with sunglasses. And they thought the one with sunglasses got trapped in. But really what he had done is he just jumped into some dude's pickup truck to steal his food and eat it. And so they thought he got sucked into it. Yeah, that's the whole episode, really.
No, you're not even exaggerating. It really is. It's the intercom. You know how the joke is like intercoms are like indiscernible. You can't really understand them. It's just like, like it's just a lot of this noise. And so that's what we're hearing the whole episode. And it just keeps going back to that joke. Like there's nothing else to it.
Yeah. And then there's the other joke that they go back to, I think like 3 or 4 times. I think 3 times of them being mesmerized by the lights kind of flashing on and off.
Yeah, I guess that's how the episode opens, really, also, is that one being fascinated by the flickering light on a different sign. And then that does come back up with the intercom starting to do the same thing.
Yeah, it happens, the beginning, it happens about another minute later with a second rabbit, and then it happens again at the very end. So, and I mean, it's really of no consequence. It's just them trying to understand this intercom box, and one of them eats a hamburger and gets thrown out of a car. Yeah. That's it. Like, there's nothing else I can say about this episode.
No, it literally closes out with them just like staring at the blinking sign, the blinking intercom that they're all fixated on. Like that's, you're right. There was just no resolution to it whatsoever.
Right. So I don't know. I think we can move on to the next episode. I really don't have anything else to say about this. It was so boring.
Yeah. Just take everything we just said and multiply that by about 3. And that's what we got to see over and over again.
Yeah. This was like, it was like 8-9 minutes of that. This is why I'm just kind of mad that was the highest rated episode. Like, why? The next episode we're going to talk about was 10 times better. I don't think that's saying a whole ton, but it was so much better than this episode.
Yeah. There is definitely more of a path to it. So the last one we watched was the Rabbid Quest, season 4, episode 16C. And you chose it because it looked fun. And it actually was compared to the other, at least compared to the second one for sure.
Yeah.
The gang sets off to find a fancy toilet seat.
Oh, that's a fun description, though. That, you know what, though? That sounds like it could be the title of an Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I like that. I like that a lot. But I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, they're all ridiculous, but like, I don't know. To me, this was my favorite out of the three because I felt like this actually had something to it, some substance to it. It had more than like two jokes. I don't know. It revolves a lot around this toilet seat that got invented, this golden toilet seat that vibrates, and they're all obsessed with it in their spaceship, and then they fight over it, that it gets jettisoned with this one smaller rabbit that's kind of like claiming it as himself. And we talked about before that this was like very Lord of the Rings homage. So this littler rabbit becomes very like Gollum, and like to the point where at one point he's like grabbing the golden toilet seat, which the way the camera or the point of view is animated, you know, to look like a camera looking up at him. It looks a little smaller from this shot they're doing and him looking down on it. And it starts playing the that kind of music. And he's just like, like, you know, doing the like almost like he's saying "My Precious" kind of thing, and that cracked me up. I thought that was good.
Yeah, aside from like really that's the premise of it though, is just like them going after this golden toilet seat, you know, their ring. But in the same instance, like they are also all like for some reason dressed up in fantasy gear. Like one of them is a warrior, or like
it doesn't make any sense.
The dwarf warrior. I mean, it doesn't need to make sense. That's fine. Yeah. But and then one of them is the archer who is using like plungers as his arrows. And then the one with the long slick back hair is the Gandalf, the wizard of the group.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they go on a quest. I'll tell you what, this is the part that I actually did laugh. Is when they get out of the spaceship, they're up on the cliff when they first get out there, and they're standing over the cliff, like, and the camera kind of like pans around them in this really epic sweeping shot as it plays this really epic music. And the reason I just laughed, it's not because there was a funny gag or anything. It's just because how ridiculous they all looked and how like just the epic fantasy music of it all and just how stupid the whole idea is. That's what made me laugh.
Something I did appreciate about this episode was the fact that they were all dressed differently, because now I can tell them apart. Because in the first couple, they all look the same aside from the one with the sunglasses. Right. So it was hard for me to keep track of which one was which character in a lot of them. So this was a nice instance of like, okay, I know who's who, let's go.
And what was interesting too is because they were dressed different, this episode gave each of them a little bit of a different personality.
Yeah.
Which was actually kind of fun. And then you could actually tell which character was which one because they did look different. So like the warrior one that looked kind of Viking, like the dwarf Viking kind of thing, was more of a, you know, hothead kind of thing and was trying to take the toilet seat for his own. The archer one was a little bit more on the up and up, but like as soon as he would get the toilet seat, he would become corrupted too. While the wizard one was the only one that really had everything together. So honestly was kind of the leader. Totally did a "you shall not pass."
Oh, thing. That part that did make me laugh because he did good. That and then it like broke the cliff they were standing on and they just all fell down. Yeah.
Yeah, so they did get confronted by a lot of penguins on the edge of a cliff. I like that they did that montage, the journey through all the different climates to make it seem like this really big, long epic that they went on. But when they got into this Arctic climate and all the penguins were chasing them down and this, I don't know what that thing was. Was it a big robot wearing like Arctic gear? I don't know what that was.
Oh, I thought it was just like a fisherman, but maybe it was a robot.
Could be. I'm not sure. But like it was mad at them, and that was supposed to be like they did the whole scene from Lord of the Rings of like, so the penguins were gathered around them first. This is the scene from Lord of the Rings where they're confronted and it's like the goblins, but then you hear the boom and the Balrog shows up. Instead, this is this big fisherman or whatever who comes through, and then the wizard does the slams his staff down, and it just breaks the ice they're standing on, and then they fall into the Arctic Ocean. And he freezes and he's just stuck in a block of ice. So they have to drag him back in this block of ice. So I thought that was kind of fun.
He's stuck in there with the golden seat and it's vibrating. So he's having a good time.
He's very happy.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not gonna lie, like that episode made me at least giggle at least 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Whereas first one, maybe once or twice. Second one, not at all.
I would say if the series is more like the third episode than the others, where there's some story to it, just at all. It doesn't have to be like a deep story. Just give me some kind of path that they're following. Then I think I could get behind it more. But it's like, it's really hard to tell because like every episode had a slightly different tone to it. And the first 2, I didn't care for that much.
Yeah, no, I'm totally there. I'm totally there with you. So, but yeah, I mean, as far as talking about each episode and breaking them down, I mean, I think we've covered as much as we honestly could.
More
for this show.
Yeah. Honestly, more than they gave us. Like we've put more substance into it.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, looks like it's about time we send our kids on a grand quest with the Rabbids and maybe steal that golden toilet seat for us. Then see what they thought of Rabbids Invasion.
This show looks really funny, but it's just kind of a bunch of rabbits screaming at each other and getting in trouble. Half of that sounds fun. The other half, well,
I'll be honest, this was a hard show to watch. Aren't most shows made for kids supposed to at least try to be educational? Instead, this one felt like it was doing the opposite. After seeing it, I kind of forgot how to tie my own shoes. I think I've learned more from watching wrestling than this. Oh no, what's 2 + 2 again?
Here's something that I thought would be interesting. So, okay, let's say, Joseph, they come to the Rabbids TV folks. They come and knock on a door. They show up and they're like, and that means, hey, write a quick gaggy episode for us, keeping it in this, let's say in the spirit of this third episode that we talked about. What would you do? Like, because I kind of had an idea.
First of all, I have questions.
Sure. Okay.
A question. Is it actual Rabbids that came to my door asking me this?
Yes, it's 3 Rabbids in a business suit. In a trench coat. Sorry. 3 Rabbids in a trench coat show up.
But they're dressed to look like executives or something? TV execs? Okay.
Yes. And they're asking you to write an episode. What would that episode be like?
I don't know that I would trust that this would actually be made into a show or that I'd get any credit for it. So I don't know that I'd put a lot of effort into it. But if we're going along with the third episode and we wanted to make something fun, I think that it would be kind of funny just to pull from personal experience and either have them cosplaying at a convention or have them as podcasters trying to do a show.
Oh, no. So it's just a bunch of rabbits sitting around a microphone like,
yeah, but just seeing them like they're clashing opinions and things. What if they were watching a show about us? Yeah,
oh, God.
It would be a whole thing.
Oh, no.
I don't think they'd like it.
Oh, yeah. What if they ripped us one, too? Oh, boy.
I'm sure they would.
This is one I was thinking of, and I was just like, this is what I would want to see. Like, I feel like for this show to be good, if they wanted to keep it in the spirit of like what Rabbids are, like Rabbids being chaotic and also Rabbids being wait, what?
I had an idea and I'll present it to you after you tell me yours.
Okay.
After you tell me yours.
Okay. If they want to keep it in the spirit of like Rabbids being like really chaotic and also Rabbids being used as a point of parody, which they typically are, especially like you consider like the Mario crossover games, they're always being used as parody of like other characters and stuff. So my thought is you do similar to like this Lord of the Rings thing they just did. I want to do a Mad Max Fury Road episode with the Rabbids.
Yeah.
Because I just think that could be the funniest thing ever. You picture this arid desert and you picture like, you know, a rabbit going through like all covered in dust, just like, driving this vehicle through, dust kicking up everywhere. And like, I'm seeing like this, what they got to do is they got to go over the top with it and not just rely on like just stupid, like just a sight gag that goes on forever. Like leaning into the parody of stuff, I think is where this would shine. I think that shows in that third episode being better. But like, I picture like, a rabbit like on the guitar, like flipping around and playing little thing, with the amps, and picture like one of the rabbits grabbing like chrome spray paint and spraying his mouth and just like throwing the can and just going as fast as he can, like after them. Like, how fun would that be?
Okay,
to see?
That would be fun. And
right?
That made me think of like them parody. Like, I think them as a parody show is where they would best shine, just from what we saw already. So yeah, seeing them like do a reenactment of like Space Jam or something.
Oh my
gosh,
yes.
Like that would make it a way better like short than even the Space Jam movie. Like seeing one of them get pancaked like Wayne Knight's character, but it does in like really bad CG just to like have, I don't know, just to have a knock at it. Like that would be so fun.
I also really like the idea of like a Ghostbusters rabbit kind of thing. Yeah. Of like maybe there's a big green rabbit that's like just chowing down, destroying all their food, and it's like a big ghost green rabbit, and the others like they end up getting in their little gear and they are trying to get it, and they end up just destroying their entire, like wherever they are. Let's say they're in like whether it's a hotel or if it's their own spaceship. Let's say they end up destroying their own spaceship completely, just trying to get this one ghost. That would be great.
What's cool is like they showed us like just by using the machine that they could like dress up or whatever as wizards and stuff, that they can do anything. Their spaceship is capable of like creating all these different things, so they could really take it in any direction. And maybe they did in some of the episodes, but I would think those would have been highlighted over the one that was highest rated, which I don't know.
Yeah.
So what did you tell me? What did you think about the show overall, and what did you rate it?
Oh man.
Because we could go on and on about making it better than it is, but I want to hear what you thought of it as it is.
True. Okay. Well, I mean, it's tough because, I mean, the purpose of this show, from what I can tell, was definitely meant for a very young audience, probably younger than most of the shows that we've had in the past. I mean, we have had some shows meant for kids. So, I mean, that said, this is definitely a show that isn't looking to tell you a story. There's no lesson. There's no meaning behind it. It's just to create gags. With that in mind, I mean, that it technically succeeds. However, I don't know. Personally, I don't really enjoy that kind of show. I mean, at times it just feels completely brainless. Sometimes it's okay. It's just not really for me most of the time. Like I got to be in a real certain mood for that kind of thing. But like, I'll give them credit where credit's due. I think where those, like I said, those first two episodes we watched, I thought there was really nothing to them. The third one showed some more deliberate thought and ideas. And also the animation looks great. I think the animation, the CGI that they used, it looks fantastic. The rabbits themselves, I think, look hilarious. Their designs are fantastic. And they look even better when they dress up in something because just how ridiculous they look. I think that has some comedic value in and of itself. The way they talk is pretty obnoxious. I'm not a big fan. I mean, in the same vein, I don't like Minions at all, ever. So I don't know. I'm going to go at it like this. As a future parent, would I want my kid to really get into this show? Nope, because this would drive me nuts to hear it on all the time. And I don't think it really, from what I've seen, it doesn't add much as far as creative thinking or for a kid to learn or take anything away from it. So as far as that goes, I don't feel like there's a lot of value to the show overall. So I am going to give Rabbids Invasion 1.5 bowls of Cows Don't Lay Eggs cereal out of 5.
Yeah, I will say on a nice note, like I was talking about earlier, and like you just said, the animation was great. Like this looked way better than it needed to and really should have.
Yeah.
So credit to that team. Like they did an excellent job of animating it. And yes, to your point, like when they were dressed up, those were some of the highlights, just visual comedy wise. And that's also like part of why they're so charming in the Mario games is because like seeing them with like a Mario hat on and like a big fake mustache, like that's great. That's gold. But back to the show, it was like the equivalent of a pull my finger fart joke, but where the Rabbids kept pulling their own fingers for 6 straight minutes, even after we'd already stopped laughing.
Like in each other's faces. You know?
Yeah. And some of them did fart. And there was like visual farts, like the green smoke coming out and everything.
Yeah. I mean, I like a good, well-placed fart, but like, man, if that's
all you're doing for 6 minutes.
If it's all you can offer me, I don't know.
Yeah, I need some substance to that fart. It needs to be more meaty.
Yeah, I was going to say meaty too. Twinsies.
That's why we'd make a better show.
I know.
So, okay, I'm not saying this is the worst show we've ever seen or even a bad show for the right audience, which, like we said, is mainly kids. But the nonstop slapstick and almost zero dialogue outside of the Rabbids gibberish was just too much for me personally. And what's unfortunate is that there is some legitimately good humor here, but the primary problem that I keep touching on is they just drag out the one or two different jokes that each episode revolves around for so long that it goes from funny to just annoying and absurd. I think the perfect window for a show like this would be to keep it its zany vibe without overstaying its welcome would be like 30 seconds to a minute. Like give us like something that short so we can get a good laugh. And then like, I don't know, just like get time to rest afterwards. It's when we're being bombarded with the same joke over and over that it turns from funny to just like, unbearable. So
yeah,
overall, I'd give Rabbids Invasion 2 big bowls of burger cereal out of 5. And I'll say that if you enjoy the Minions, but wish that they were just a little dumber and a lot grosser, then I think you may actually like this series.
Yeah, there you go.
At the end of the day, like at least it is better than the Rayman animated series. I'll give it that.
Dude, yeah, it's definitely better than the Rayman animated series. So it's like, man, the Rabbids, if they were his antagonists, they found a way to one-up them for sure.
Yeah.
Because like they won the war.
They had the last laugh.
They sure did, because Rayman was terrible. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's unfortunate because like as we were talking about like ideas, like I felt like you could do really, really fun stuff with this IP. And I don't know, they just didn't do it, you know?
And again, like this is us just watching 3 episodes of it. Maybe there's some real gems out there, but this is just based on what we were recommended, what was the highest rated, and the one that looked most fun to us. So there might be episodes that are exactly what we described. There could be a Ghostbusters like episode in there. Who knows?
Or Mad Max. Yeah.
There could be all of these things, and maybe we just missed them. If so, please like tell us in the comments or send a message to us something. Just let us know.
I do want to know. Yeah.
Yeah. I really would like continue watching if there were episodes with more substance to them, meatier episodes, as we said.
Yeah. If there's some good ones out there, let us know. We will watch it. And then maybe there's potential. We'll do a follow-up episode about it as like a Patreon thing, because we've talked about doing some different stuff for Patreon. So
yeah, I would be happy to revise my review if we were proven wrong in that way.
Yeah, with that same challenge, hey Winx Club, I challenge you. I dare you to find a good episode of Winx Club that would change our minds. I double dog dare any of you.
Not just one you're nostalgic about, but a legitimately good one. One you could say
good one.
Yeah, anyone coming into this series can appreciate.
I double dog dare you.
Bonus points if it makes either of us tear up.
Yeah, but for like but for like sadness reasons and not for being depressed.
Because we're still watching Winx Club.
Because we're still watching it, yeah. Like, you know, because of the actual like content of the show, not because it's terrible. Like the first time we watched it, and that made me kind of sad and tear up, so.
This goes for you too, Melvin. And thank you, first of all, for suggesting this to us.
Yes, thanks, Melvin.
Second of all, if you think there's better episodes, like, let us know. Like, I know you chose the first one, so maybe that was a highlight for you, but knowing where our minds are at after listening to this episode tells us if there's anything that goes along those lines.
Absolutely, for sure. And before we go, just a couple announcements here. One, I want to talk about a 5-star review from the Banana 12443. Oh God, is that a minion? Oh dear Lord. Oh God. The banana and their following digits says, so cool. I love this show so much, and you should watch I think they meant to say Invader Zim, Enter the Florpus. We did. We watched Invader Zim. I think it was our second episode of the show.
Yeah, but Into the Florpus is one of the movies. It's
a movie.
Yeah, I think that's a Netflix movie that came out a couple years ago.
Really? Oh, okay. I mean, never say never. We might get there at some point. I mean, Joseph himself loves Invader Zim.
I sure do. That. Yeah, it came out in 2019.
Okay. Yeah, we might get there. And then also they asked to bring back Party in Peril or a different D&D podcast. And to that I say nay. we won't.
but there's always talks about trying to revive it in a way that would be more manageable to us. And in that way, I mean potentially a live stream version of something that was less about ongoing campaigns and more about like single episode, like one shots of different types of games. So that's not, I'm not promising anything, but that's something we've talked about before.
Yeah, it's on the table. We have talked about it. The D&D won't be coming back, I don't think. Maybe some D&D-esque one shots, but we won't be doing Dungeons and Dragons again. Especially with like, all the stuff that's been going on with like, all the like one license thing with, Wizards of the Coast and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know where all that is right now.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. But hey, I am happy that you're into it. For those that did enjoy Party in Peril, we're sad that season 2 got canceled. There's a series of videos on our Patreon that does kind of lay out what the plans were going forward. There's like 4 videos where I go into like what the next sessions were going to be, and then from there the sessions I didn't have planned, what the overall arcing storylines were going to be. There's a lot of really fun, cool stuff. So if that's something that interests you, you can go to patreon.com/nerdsloth, give it a shot. So yeah. And then also everybody we just want to talk about something that we are going to be doing, an event on March 25th. We would love for all of you to attend. This is going to be on Twitch, so if you go to twitch.tv/nerdsloth, we will be doing at least an 8-hour stream for a charity. This is going to be through Gamers Outreach. This charity is Gamers for Giving. And what we're planning to do is we are going to, well, first let me talk about what the goal of the charity is. So the goal of the charity is to raise money to get carts. These carts are like little portable gaming consoles for children that are in the hospital. So if it's for longer stays, for like pain management, all kinds of things like that. So basically getting some games in the hands of kids while they're staying in the hospital. So our plan is March 25th, which is a Saturday. We are going to do a Cartoon Boom podcast live from Twitch. So we'll pick a cartoon. We'll do the thing live. So if you've ever wondered, hey, what's Cartoon Boom like behind the scenes? How much do they screw things up? You'll see. You'll definitely find out.
I'll spoil it for you a lot.
A lot. Yeah. Jack has to edit a lot. Jack won't be editing this one. So there you go. And we'll do like a all Cartoon Boom related Q&A right after the podcast too. If you want to stick around, hang out, do that. Any donations are welcome, and all those donations will go to the charity. And then if you stick around, we're going to do a whole bunch of other stuff. We're going to play some games. We'll probably do some games with the community there too. We'll probably do some drawing stuff, which is what we've been doing the last couple of Saturdays. So lots of fun stuff. March 25th, twitch.tv/nerdsloth. If you can, please join us. It would mean a whole lot to us to try to raise as much money as we can to get some games in the hands of these kids.
And to be clear, you said we're going for potentially 8 hours. I just want to make sure that people know that we're not going to be doing an 8-hour Cartoon Boom episode. That is probably that will be part of the extravaganza of what you were saying before, which is Cartoon Boom, games, drawing, community games, etc.
Correct. Yes.
Yes.
The full shebang is an 8-hour shebang.
Yes.
Yeah, with the live Cartoon Boom as part of it. So there you go. We'll keep sending out, like, you know, as we know more details, we will have more details available on our social media, on the website. So check all those things for more info.
Well, listeners, looks like our milk supply is now run dry, so it's time for us to say goodbye. And next week, we'll be watching
Be Cool, Scooby-Doo, suggested by Patreon supporter 6.
6. All right. You know what? That's one we haven't watched yet, or I personally haven't.
I know. Yeah, same. And the animation style is like super different from a lot of the other Scooby-Doos that I've seen. So I'm really interested to get into this one because I think it's really interesting looking. And after seeing, you know, Velma, I need something to like redeem some Scooby-Doo in my eyes. Like I need a cleanser. I need a palate cleanser.
I feel like I'm looking at some of the screenshots now, if this is the one that I'm thinking of, it's gotten some backlash because of the way that it looks, but I'm okay with it. It's going to be more about how the episode flows for me. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't care about like the animation style so much as long as the content is good. And I mean, if the animation looks good, looks clean, looks crisp, is interesting, that's fine with me. I'm not gonna bash the style. I'm just hoping for a good story and good characters.
And can confirm Scooby's in this one.
Oh, good. And I do think this is the voice cast that we're used to in this too, I believe. So I'm not entirely sure, but I think offhand, I think it is.
I hope so.
I think it'll be Frank and Matthew Lillard and Gray and all them. So I think.
Nice.
So we'll see.
All right. Well, once again, I'm Joseph.
And I'm Chris.
And we'll see you next Saturday.
I'm a rabbit.
Oh.
You can cut that out, Jack.
I don't think he's going to.
Oh, man.
Presented by Nerdsloth,
a place for lazy nerds.
If you like what you heard, consider donating at patreon.com/nerdsloth so we can continue bringing you quality shows. Be sure to also leave us a review and share your favorite episodes and clips on social media. If you're looking for more content, visit us at nerdsloth.com.